Hey, what's going on, folks? It's me, Justin from Gromasa Consulting, and today we're going to be talking about the content blitz method for massive growth. So, about Gromasa, we're a consultancy and agency, marketing, sales, and growth. Uh, Basically, we do income producing marketing, not brand awareness or kind of social media fun posts. Everything we do is trying to drive our clients towards making more money. So let's talk about the old style of content marketing. And this is kind of the the default that a lot of either marketers or content marketing agencies turn to. They spend weeks or months planning and creating content calendars and figuring out, okay, what are the absolute best articles we can write or videos we can make. We'll just talk about articles for the sake of this presentation. So what are the best articles we can make? And they spend weeks and months coming up with the perfect plan before they even start writing one article. They get stuck in the planning and strategy phase, but they never execute. Or when they do execute, it's some piddly amount that, you're spending a few $1,000s a month for 4 blog posts that are 500 or 800 words long, and then you really don't see any growth. Or if you do see any growth, it's slow. It takes, months to get to the point where you're making some amount of money. It's kind of just, it ends up being a slog and a sunken cost overall. So let's talk about the content marketing blitz. This is what we do at Gromasa. This is how we get results for clients fast, and it's repeatable and it works. So instead of sitting there trying to plan out for the next 12 months what kind of content you're going to create, it's a fast thing. We go fast. It's a mass push of content, start generating leads and revenue sooner than later. We're talking about 100 pieces of content in 3 months. Go, because you can always go back and change it later. Again, we're talking about from the standpoint of articles. It alleviates the need to throttle production, because that retainer check is continues to come in, or it's an in-house marketing team and they're doing 10 different initiatives and 6 different campaigns. So creating content and writing articles is kind of an afterthought. And when it is done, it's kind of a boilerplate riffraff, so to speak. So with a blitz, it's a very quick pay. You get all these articles published, images, videos if need be, all published and on there and working right away, as opposed to 10 months down the line. So what kind of content are we going to publish when we work together? It's nothing groundbreaking, but it is entirely dependent on your industry. So the easiest way to explain it is we will answer questions that your product or service is the answer for. So we'll just kind of take, we'll say if you're a concrete company, what's the difference between different aggregate exposures for poured concrete? And I say that because this is what we have done. So you do how-to guides, alternatives to posts, for example, and alternatives to polished concrete, things that people are looking for, and that your service is the answer. You can explain the services you offer. Maybe they don't know the difference between different aggregate exposure levels. You can have the images, and you can have an expert on your team explain exactly what that means. You can do roundups in your industry, the best concrete aggregate exposure pouring companies, something riffraff, you know what I mean? You can include your competition in this, because by including your competition, you're now seen as a higher than them, because you're comfortable saying, hey, here, we're number one, they're number 2. You could say that. There's nothing stopping you. Eventually, once you kind of tap out of answering those questions, and you have that real strong foundation that's continuing to bring you leads and revenue every month, then you can start getting into insights that you've discovered and are comfortable sharing, like this PowerPoint right here. Hey, guess what? We discovered that if we just go fast with publishing, we get better results faster than if we drip something out over the next 12 or 24 months. And after if maybe insights aren't your thing, maybe you can just write and create things that attract your target audience to your website. If you're a construction company, you don't want to write about power tools, because that's not going to attract the audience that you're looking for. Maybe you could write about why the top 20 I don't know, I'm just spitballing here, 20 McMansions that and how you'd fix them, or something crazy like that. Something where people come, they might not necessarily be looking for a construction company, but they're going to remember that you are the site, you're the construction company that they could look for in the future. So let's talk about a client case study. It's entertainment business. So they had been doing, I think they published, 10, 15 articles prior to July of 2020. We started July, right after July 4th weekend. And in July of 20, we published 28 articles, August 43, September 25, October 39. And you can see the growth in users over time. Now, we'll talk about that in a second. So, and we continued. So that first push ended up being 159 total articles. And you can see it got them from, the 200 to 220,000 average visitors per month. Now we're doing a second push in March of 22. Well, a few months ago. I think it started here. I think this is March, April, May, June, July. Yes, this goes to July of 2022. And you can see, again, we're seeing growth already. We've already published all these articles. Now it's just seeing which ones work the best and going from there. And of course, what kind of earnings can be directly attributed to organic traffic and content. So in 2020, a little bit less than 16.4. It was, this is it's a growth thing. It's a build-up thing. It's over time, this starts working better. And as you add more, it starts working better. So pretty insignificant amount of money for 2020, $16,000. 2021, again, full year after the push, no new content. Well, there was a trickle of new content added that we weren't responsible for. They did it in-house, $241,000 to add it to their bottom line. I don't know. I think it's revenue. I don't think it's profit, although like the profit margins are massive, like 70%. So even then, an additional 200,000 in profit from a couple hundred articles published. Not a bad deal. And so far this year, from January to July, 290,000. So thinking about it, I think, assuming they continue on the same trajectory as far as revenue from organic traffic, they should reach 500 by the end of the year in like total. And then again, with this new push, who knows what it'll be in 2023. So if this seems like something you would be interested in, if you want to become a market leader, this is really what it comes down to. You're being an industry expert. And depending on what your business is, that 290,000 could be 2.9 million. It could be 29 million. Who knows? Reach out. Talk to us. We've done it before. We've done it multiple times before. We're looking to do it multiple times in the future. We're doing it for our own site right now. We're getting after it. Let's get after it together. Reach out.